Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this topic I wanted to talk to you guys about my perception on how narcissists are adulterers and fornicators, and because of this is why they're always going through something. And I realized that when I was in this relationship, I was getting bad luck because of being with this person. I mean, no one else can tell me that I wasn't getting bad luck because I know what my reality was when I was with them, and it was strictly bad luck. And when I started to notice that, I started to notice that with other people. And I started to notice that bad things will start happening to this person, this man. One minute they're getting robbed, the next minute someone is stealing from them, the next minute someone's breaking their cars, the next minute someone's stealing their radios, the next minute someone has completely stolen their car, and you're wondering, like, is this someone that you know that is gang stalking you? Is this someone that you know that is intentionally trying to do so? You start to think to yourself, who's messing with you? Oh, it's just different people. Everyone's stupid. I hate everyone. Why? Because you're filled with negative energy? Is that why? And you start wondering, is this person filled with negative energy? And you're wondering, well, what are they doing, right? Because it seems like they're going to work and they're having a regular day, but there's always issues, always bad luck. And I started to pay attention, and I was like, oh, this person, they're up to something. They're lying, they're cheating, they're breaking their marriage, and they're messing with people who know that they're married, which means that the people that are messing with them are committing adultery, they're fornicating, they're having sex with people that they know are single people, but they're also, not just having sex with that person, they're having sex with another person. So this is very important because in the days that we're living in, these fornicators, these type of people, these narcissists are going to try to make you feel as if, being in a committed relationship, they're going to like blur your perception on it. And they're going to blur your perception by feeding you lies. These lies are created so that they can whore themselves in sin until their last day. Till, they're going to live in hell, and they're going to bring people down to hell with them. And what makes this so awful about the lie that the narcissist tells you, because that lie is constantly growing to the point where you're going to feel it. You're going to feel something in your spirit. You don't know what it is. Your anxiety is up. Your moods are changing. You start feeling like you're picking up on someone else's emotions. Then you start picking up on the narcissist's emotions, and just how they're acting weird, and how things are just happening, and then how things start happening to you. And it gets to a point where you just feel uncomfortable. You can't sleep. You feel uncomfortable sleeping with this person. You feel just irritated with them. There's something that is just not, there's something breaking your connection, and you could just feel it right away. The worst thing about the narcissist committing adultery, committing this type of sin, is that they start to view you in a way where they're perceiving you as someone that you're not. And by them doing that, they lose themselves, and they lose in the end. And when they come back, they're coming back with all that sin. And because they have all that sin, they still can't find their way back to your heart, because they continue to lie even when they come back. So it's like they're committing this sin because they're coming back, and now they're hurting themselves spiritually, because now that connection, as much as they want to find it or spark it back up, it's not going to. And the more you take them back, the more you're stuck in that sin as well. One thing that I learned about, giving your energy to a narcissist is that you can feel when they're up to something, and you you attach yourself to other spirits that are connected to the narcissist for sure. So you're going to hear a lot of people talking about that, but I actually, me myself, I experienced it. This is why I know all this stuff is real. It's not fake. Sometimes you think to yourself, well, maybe, I'll get away with it, or God knows it's hard for me. You're going to make excuses for what it really is. I remember the narcissist, they had a child already, and I remember being in the bathroom, using the bathroom, when I woke up. I'm sitting on the toilet, and my spirit, I felt anxiety all of a sudden for no reason. And that day, his son was at the house with us. So we were watching him, and out of nowhere, like, my anxiety went up. And my mind said, she's here. Literally, my consciousness said, she's here. And as soon as I opened the door, she's in her car, but she hadn't even come up to the door. And I was like, whoa. And I knew it was her. And it was like, I'm not connected to her for me to even know that she's pulling up. But the narcissist is connected. And if they're connected to them in that way, and they're, it just lets you know that there's more to what the narcissist doesn't say. So the reason I wanted to speak on this is because I really feel like God saved me in many ways, just because during my awakening, first you go through a stage where you don't want to believe that all this bad luck's been coming from this narcissist, right? And you just don't want to believe it, because the narcissist has made you feel as if everything that is going on in the relationship is either your fault, you've created it, or it's you assuming things. Like, what's so crazy is that they're doing these things behind your back. They're talking about you behind your back, and they're really in your face acting like you're actually insulting them while they know that they're lying to you. And, it doesn't matter the amount of proof that you have, because they will continue lying to you. Not only that, but they will boast. They'll treat you as if you're their slave. They'll boast and put themselves on a pedestal and try to put your self-esteem down where they're breaking you. They needed you to help build them up, but then they're breaking you and they're making you feel small. They'll even tell you that they're better off without you. They'll say many things to you, and here you are, someone who feels like you made a devotion to this person. You put your trust and you're all into this person, and you believe that there was good in this person, and this person gaslights you. This person makes you feel like you're crazy. This person makes you feel like you're small. And like I said, what makes the narcissist so blasphemous is that on top of that, they believe that they're God. They believe that they are not going to get anything back in return for their actions, because you're saving them. In that moment, you're saving them, and they feel like they've trapped you into that sin, so you're not going to leave. And next thing you know, this person becomes now your God, because you don't want to leave them, and it fuels them. They're in sin, but it's fueling them. And it starts to become very sick, because now you're committing adultery because you're idolizing this person as your God. You make it seem like you can't live without this person. This person has you so deep into sin that you actually believe that you rather die. Like, you would rather die than not be with this person. You would kill yourself. You feel like life has no meaning, and that's part of what a narcissist will make you feel when you're with them. So what I realized was that the lies that keep building up is what keeps the relationship from growing. And not only that, but when you become self-aware of what's going on, and you realize that this person has confused you and gaslit you, the more you take them back with self-awareness, things get worse. And then you'll get to a point where all you could do is almost blame yourself. I asked him, whose side are you on? Are you with God or are you with the devil? That's literally what I said, because, there was just my consciousness, my faith had me just in turmoil. And I asked this person, whose side are you on? Because I knew from then on I had to pick I had already chose a side, right? I had chose a side already. So to me, it was like asking him one last time, because then that would mean that I would have to break that vow with this person, and I would have to sacrifice love or being in a relationship because of my own sin, because of my own addiction, because of, everything. I had to break away from the narcissist in order for me to stop getting so much bad karma, because it was never going to stop. And when I started to see that people around me would move from relationship to relationship, and I kept seeing that they weren't successful, or they weren't really happy, or they started to look very, very drained. They just started to lose their pigmentation. They started to lose their light. And I was like, it's them fornicating. Even these narcissist women that go from man to man to man to man, after a while, they start to look just dead, like they're brain dead. It doesn't matter how good they look, because they become brain dead. And whoever they end up with think that, this person might be in a deep sleep and maybe they'll wake up with good guidance or something, but they never wake up. And that's because of their own sin. So this is why you'll find people that are attractive that just never wake up, because they're so busy idolizing themselves on the internet or in person. And, because of this, they don't have no moral compass when they don't have guidance around them. And I didn't have that guidance. So this is why I'm sharing this with you, because after all the dreams that came to reality, after me literally asking God to give me the answers to what this person was doing behind my back, and me having dreams about the women he was sleeping with, and me finding out and seeing these women with my own eyes, and the narcissist throwing these women in my face, laughing at me. I'm telling you guys, I went through it. I had to. It's like God was like, okay, here it is. Do you believe it now? And what made me believe that fornicating and all this stuff is really bad is the fact that all my dreams about these women I was dreaming about, they really look like the people in my dreams. So when it actually came to happen, I knew that that was a sign. And I also knew that if I continued this relationship, knowing this type of information, knowing that my dreams really came to a reality, and sometimes you have to believe in things that you don't see, I didn't see, once I woke up, I didn't see these women, but I saw them in my dreams. So when I finally did see it, I had to believe it. But the moment that you know that this person is lying to you, you have a choice. Your choice is to talk to this person, tell them what you won't accept. And if they continue to do it, you have to let this person go. But now when you accept the narcissist for who they are, and that's a cheater, someone who is lying, they've let you know, even though you're in that spell, they've let you know what type of person they are. Now, what will happen is that you will continue to suffer while being with this person. And if you're suffering, you're putting this person first like you're God. You're breaking the law of the universe, which is you're making this person your God. Now you're disrespecting other people. You're taking people's kindness for weakness because you're so worried about this person. So now you're committing other sins with other people. You're not being good to your neighbor. You're forgiving of the narcissist, but you're not forgiving of other people. You're not kind to other people. Now you're going through bad things. You're getting all this bad luck from dealing with this person. And by then you'll feel so drained where you have to leave this person or else they're going to kill you. So you have to leave this person because you get to the point where you're like, I have to choose this person or I have to choose myself. And you choose yourself. And you eventually see that things don't go right with the narcissist. You already know it's not going to go right with them. You're thinking you're going to save them, but you can't save them. You have to save yourself. So what happens a lot with people is that they continue to be with these type of toxic people. And when, they get fed up, this is when they already know what's going on. God has showed you many signs, different signs, or red flags, to the point where it was like, here's the red flag in your face. What else do you want? To the point where you have even prayed to God. You even asked God to, heal you and to, when things start going good in your life, you even promise God that you're never going to go back with that person because you're finally at peace with yourself. So now you're using the name of God in vain because now you're promising things that you're going to break, and you can't make promises that you're not going to make to yourself because you're supposed to put God first. You're supposed to put yourself first. So now you're breaking these commandments that you should have for yourself, So now you're taking these people back and you're frustrating yourself to the point where you'll even start talking to other people because now you're mad that you've been so loyal for so long. And that moment where you finally decide to step out because you know who they are, but you think, oh, well, he did what he did. Now I'm going to do what I do, instead of walking away from the whole situation, instead of walking away and breaking it up. Because if you broke it up, now you wouldn't be committing the same sin. You're basically doing what they're doing, but you feel like it's okay because you're doing it for the first time. Now what happens is you'll sleep with someone else, and guess what? This narcissist will come back around like they always do, and then you find out you're pregnant and you don't know who the baby belongs to. All based off that one time or that one affair because you finally couldn't take the narcissist lying to you year after year after year, and you probably were with this person for so long you didn't know what was going on. And the moment that you have an affair or something happens, or someone gives you a disease and now you give it to the narcissist and you're like, it has to be the narcissist. They've been sleeping around this whole time. And everyone's pointing the fingers at each other. And then you're sitting here putting that energy onto someone else because now you have someone on the side that you're telling everything to, but you're not telling this person about your affair. You're telling your neighbor everything that's happening. You're telling your neighbor everything that's happening, but you're not telling them about that one affair you had. It didn't last that long, but you had it. You're not telling that person that you broke a rule, a law in your marriage. You didn't tell anyone that part because you felt like, why should I even say anything about that? Or you might tell that person the truth about your affair. You might tell this person you're close to about your affair. But guess what? As soon as you get caught and the narcissist catches you this time, because you're like, oh, out of every time, why did I get caught? because the narcissists notice the difference. They notice you pull away from them. They can sense it right away. They can sense it when you act different. They can see it clear as daylight. So even if you try to hide it, now you're locking your phone the way they lock their phone. So you get caught, and then you tell your narcissist partner, oh, it's because my best friend, she took me to this bar, or she took me to this concert, or she introduced me to one of her boyfriends. She introduced me to her boyfriend's brother, and we were just friends. We were hanging out. And you're basically blaming your friend for introducing you this person. So now you're slandering your neighbor. And then you'll even stop being friends with this person because a narcissist is like, I never liked this friend. Now you don't talk to this person, and that person didn't even do anything. They didn't even really know what was going on. You didn't, and you told them the truth, but that person never did anything. They never put a gun to your head. They never forced you to go out. They simply even probably thought that they were helping you, and you know that they were trying to help you. So, now that person is angry, and that person starts slandering you, and you're like, oh, that's a fake friend. They're slandering me. Now everyone is mad. Everyone is in turmoil, and the narcissist spirit is alive and winning and gravitating to everyone's negative energy. It's fueling them. And it's all because the narcissist likes to commit adultery and fornicating. And they think that nothing's going to happen, but things are constantly happening right in front of you the whole time. And they're trying to make you feel like those things are all normal things. Bad things, your world, your job, everything is falling apart. Things are going wrong. You're always stressed out. You're always feeling in defense mode. You're always filled with some type of sadness or negative energy, and you don't even know where it's coming from. To the point where you'll start having dreams about the fornication and the adultery that your partner is committing. It's like God will even come through with dreams, intuitions, where you're even able to see the person in your mind, of the shape, how they look, their age. You're able to even picture it in your mind. You feel the spirit of this other person, all because this person is lying to you. Everyone has the right to be themselves, but the problem is that people don't like to stand in who they are and be real with themselves about who they are. They like to point the finger at everyone else, but they'll do the same thing. The same thing that they say everyone else does, they're doing the same thing. They'll sit there and tell you what their friends are doing, and they're doing the same thing. So, adultery, you guys, if you guys don't know, adultery is only used when at least one of the parties involved, either male or female, is married. So when someone is married, male or female, and they step out, meaning that they do something behind your back. A narcissist has no truth in them. So even when you catch them lying, they're still lying to you, even with the proof. So this person that you're married with, they're breaking that trust, that loyalty. They're breaking that commitment when they're lying to you. So they're not even telling you the truth when it does happen. Or they might tell you the truth, and they might tell you it happened a long time ago. Or, they make up, they give you half truths, or they never truly come to you clean, and even if they do, they're kind of like, okay, let's not talk about it. If you're going to forgive me, just forgive me. Let's move on, but there's not going to be any changed behaviors. And what makes it even worse about these type of people is that they, it becomes an addiction, because they have an addiction, you have an addiction, and they know what's going on. This is why they sexually involve themselves with you. And this is why, as soon as you see them, they want to have sex with you. It's that sinful nature within them where they want to deceive you, they want to hurt you, they want to slander you. So why are you married? Why are you in a committed relationship with someone? Why are you committing a spiritual bond with someone? Why are you sticking around with someone for 10, 20, 30, 50 years knowing you do not like this person? Just that right there alone, this person is infiltrating someone that they are not, and they have to pay for it. So they think that they won't have to pay for it, but they do have to pay for it. And fornication, you guys, is when two people are having sex and they're not married, which means they don't have a commitment to each other. There's no commitment to each other. This is fornication. So these people could be single people, both of them, and they're just having casual sex with each other. There's no committed relationship. They're together, but there's no commitment. They've already agreed that they're okay with each other sleeping around with other people. There's no real commitment there. It's just people having sex with other people with no consent, engaging in consensual sexual intercourse, meaning they know that they're just having sex. They actually know this. It's not like an empath where you're being used for sex and you don't really know what's going on. It's consensual sex where they know they're fornicating. They actually know what they're doing. They know it's wrong. They just don't care. This is why I say most narcissists are whores. Men and women, they're whores. This is why you have to watch out for that whore behavior, because that whore behavior is what's going to bring you down every time. That means they're not committed to having a better life. They're not committed to having a family. They're not committed to growing. They're not committed to have respect for each other, even if the relationship ends. You're not going to have someone that respects you and you respect them no matter what, no matter what's going on. Because if you have a true marriage or a true bond, you're always going to be honest with that person because you don't want to hurt that person. And you rather, that, the truth will set you free at the end of the day. So eventually you're going to feel like, even if this person doesn't want to hear the truth, you rather want them to know the truth than lying to them. So I respect people like that. I respect people. I had a friendship with someone that before the narcissist came along, when things ended with that person, we still always remain like respectful towards one another or whatever. And because of that, I respected him for not stringing me along or, wasting my time, because I also was young at the time and didn't really know too much about relationships. So I respected that he wasn't there to just use me or use my body. I respect him that he gave me a chance, to, make my own choices and get to know who I am and put God first, put myself first. So I respect that about that person. And that's why I could always go back and think to myself, like, I respect that person. If they needed me, I would be there for them because I know that they would be there for me as a friend, and that person passed away, and I always have nothing but good things to say about that person, because at the end of the day, the truth to me later on, even when I got a little bit older, it was like it hit me harder after dealing with that narcissist. I realized the difference between someone who is not perfect but truthful, who feels empathy. These people that are committing adultery and fornicating, and they're going to parties, they're meeting with people, they're having sex. These are really lost people. These are lost souls. These are people that think they know everything, but they don't know the type of damage that they're doing to themselves, because that energy that the narcissist carries, it doesn't just go away. These are people that are not just having sex with you, but they're coming with a lot of other baggage, sinful baggage, which means they're coming with, stealing and taking from you, jealousy. They're coming with a lot of different emotions that are going to destroy the people that they're cheating with. The people, when they think the grass is greener on the other side, that's what they're doing. And not only that, but they're reaping what they're sowing, because now they're going to get back in return that same energy that they put out, them lying, deceiving people, hopping from person to person. They're going to get that energy back. So they're going to put all their energy into that person, and then they're going to get that energy they gave back. And this is why they always come back running to you. This is why they're always talking about fixing their marriage, fixing the relationship. And they really believe that they're going to change, but it's like an addiction. They do it again and then they can't stop. This is why you have to make sure that your relationship is based on something more than just sex. There has to be some type of understanding, things that you won't do to each other. Boundaries, boundaries. That's all it's about, boundaries. The moment you allowed the narcissist to overstep one boundary and you made sure or maybe the people around you were like, came to your defense, and the narcissist, they knew to back away from you because they didn't want to cross that boundary, because their addiction is so intense that they're willing to cross every boundary and destroy your life. And people will, if people come to your defense, you'll notice that they won't get as aggressive. They're like leeches. They'll kind of back away, but they still won't stop, because now they have something to prove even more, because now someone came to your defense. Now they have to make sure that they destroy people that they don't even know, just for coming to your defense because of their own addiction to fornication and adultery. So now they're trying to destroy the people around you. So now you're in a tough situation, because you have to choose. And a lot of times you want to keep choosing because of the sex, but what good is sex when everything else is a lie? And not only that, once you start waking up, it would be so uncomfortable that you're going to have dreams, night tremors, and all type of things. And you're going to feel like you're going crazy because this person is poisoning you with their venom over and over again. And that's what it's about. So when you are fornicating, you're basically saying, I know that everyone I'm sleeping with has venom in them, and there's a chance that they might be a venomous person, but I just want to have sex, so I don't care. I want, or you go and buy yourself some toys, and you make the toys your idols, because now you're worshiping those toys, because you're thinking those toys are going to please you because that person's not around anymore, because now they've over sexualized you. So that's another curse of being with these type of people. Now you're overly sexualized. You're buying yourself toys. You're idolizing these toys like they're a human being. Like it gets really, really deep. It gets really deep. But I wanted to read you guys a Bible verse. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10-12. If a man commits adultery with another man's wife, even with the wife of his neighbor, both adulterers and adulteress must be put to death. Meaning that, they might not physically die, but they're going to spiritually suffer because of it. This is why you'll see narcissists constantly going through things, because they're always lying. They're always lying. And then on top of lying, they're hitting you, they're spitting on you, they're acting like Judas. So, that's just my observation. I don't know if that resides with you guys, but that's something that I honestly believe in, just from my experience of going down that rabbit hole and feeling like I'm going through hell, and feeling like I don't know how to detach myself from this person, because now it's like I have this sick addiction and I'm making this person, to be more than what they are, and I don't even know why. It's some really sick stuff, and not until you're out of it you start to see how sick it was. It's like a disease. It's like leprosy. It's sick. It's sick. It'll have your whole spirit feeling like crap. Like you can't do anything, like you can't pick yourself up. And then you'll see those friends that are fornicating, and you get around them, they don't have energy for anything anymore. They're just like zombies. Oh, they're always with a different guy in their house. There's always a different guy, and they're moving around like zombies. Like they can't, like they don't even know why they feel the way they feel if they're so independent. If you're so independent, why do you feel that drained? It's those narcissists. Stay away from them. Once you gain your clarity, you'll get your mind back right, and then once you get your mind back right, now you're manifesting everything in the physical form, because as long as you got your mind right, everything else physically, you'll start being able to get energy back. But they'll drain you to the point of death. Like they'll drain you to the point where you're almost dead. So I hope that this message was helpful for you guys, for your healing. I'm sending you guys lots of love, lots of light, lots of peace. If you guys want to book a session with me, I'll leave my information in the description. Just give me 24 hours. Don't forget to like, you guys. I'm sending you guys lots of love and light, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Love you guys.